everyone, welcome to my garden. Welcome back. So it's been really beautiful day. Evenings gets a little cool now, but during the day it's still quite warm, and I'm still spending time watering because they still need it. Maybe not as much, but I still need to give them a little bit of a moisture. So today it's been really warm. I've been busy painting and doing some other projects, trying to catch up with weeds, which from the summer I'm still trying to catch up with everything. So this area here, I wanted to talk about the backside of the garden today because I have few things that I want to plant. They can't wait any longer because they've been in these small containers forever, waiting for me to plant them in this area. I wanted to talk about this area here, and then I thought, why not? Let's just take you along with me, show you what I'm planting, what my plans are for this area, and my thoughts, and we'll just kind of go through it together. So anyway, I have a few things that I have to plant. Now, one of them, I have 3 of these plants. This is beautiful. It's called Coprosma, I believe. We will pop that on a screen so you guys can see. But this one is this is an evergreen shrub. It's not supposed to get really big. It's supposed to get about maybe 1 meter tall and about maybe 50 centimeters or so wide. So it should be really nice size as in terms of texture to plant in this area. So now this one has a beautiful glossy leaves. You can see particularly this one is called Tequila Sunrise, which I'm imagining is because they will color their leaves and bring them really beautiful into gorgeous bright colors as they are planted during the summer and a growing season, which is going to be great. But also it's an evergreen, which is wonderful to create those textures in the garden, right? So in the backside, what I'm trying to do is I still will have flowers because I love flowers. I mean, how can I not have flowers? I'm still planning on bringing some roses and some other flowers before the color. But for most part in this area, when I continue building and continue designing, what I would really like to do is to bring more of a textures, colors of the maybe evergreens, Japanese maples into more of a shrubbery and create an interesting color palette that way. So that's kind of my main focus my main focus is going to be for this backside is textures and shrubbery against each other, like the blues and the yellows and greens, that kind of thing, and then hopefully some flowers along with it. And then an interesting design, which I always like to do. It's a creativity. Garden is, to me, always it's a creative project. Yes, sometimes we don't have the budget to do everything fast, but over time, our vision come together. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's the fun part where we visualize something, we think of an idea, and then we are trying to implement that idea and see how it all will look when it's said and done. So, and if we don't like it, we'll always change it. It's not the end of the world. So that's my approach. So anyway, I have 3 of these beautiful shrubs. I think it's called Coprosma. Anyway, we will post that name, but it's a Tequila Sunrise. So that we have 3 Chitalpa trees, which I'm really excited about. They have a beautiful orchid-like flowers. They can be hardy to zone 5, I believe. In some areas, I think they die back and then they come back. They can get quite big. They need to be pruned if you like to keep them in a smaller size. But in my area, I don't. It's plenty of warm because I'm in zone 8B, so they should be just fine in this area. I am planning on keeping them smaller. I don't want them to become a really huge trees, but I think that's a doable, so that's what I'm trying to do with them. But it does have a beautiful color, beautiful flowers, and a long flowering season, which is wonderful. And I love the texture too, but they are deciduous. They're not evergreens. So then I have a couple of hypericums that I'd like to plant. One, and they're not in a great condition at the moment because they've really been waiting forever to be planted into the ground, and you can see most of them are already dried up, but they were beautiful when I purchased them. You can see some of them here. They are quite deep red. This variety is I think it's one of them. So this one is going to be red, just straight red. This one has that beautiful coral color, but eventually when they, really age and they, the end of their time, they basically just, will be finished and they get dark. But when the flowers fall and they create these beautiful hips, they will be beautiful coral color, which is going to be wonderful. There are several varieties, several colors. I even saw the white one. I should probably purchase another one that is white, that creates white hips. Now these are also wonderful for flower arrangements. You guys probably have seen in the grocery stores. When I was in Colorado last year, my mom and I, we saw they were probably brought from the cut flower farms, and there were a whole bunch of hypericums with all different colors, and it was so beautiful. So I really would like to have some in my garden for flower arrangements and that kind of thing. If not, it's just for the birds or just another interest for the fall, that kind of stuff. So anyway, but they will flower yellow, and then they will create these beautiful hips. For the hypericums, I'm not sure how big they get. They shouldn't be getting huge, but they will be. They're shrub. This particular variety is a shrub. I know that there are several. This one goes to. They will spread. They will get about 30 to 40 centimeter tall, which is fine. It's perfect. There are several varieties that are ground covers too. I did have some of the ground cover variety in my garden, and honestly, I really didn't like it because I could not get rid of them. It took me a long time to really get rid of them. They spread, they take over everything. They spread by rhizomes, and I mean, for any of you that, for example, you have a large space that you want to cover, that's probably going to be very vigorous and good ground cover, but for me, I just didn't have that space, and I really didn't want them to take over and be so aggressive. So I did get them out, but I really love the shrub variety, and I'm excited to add more to the garden. So what did I miss to tell you about this? I believe that these can be very hardy. So for any of you gardening in zone 5 or more of a colder zones, you can go ahead and plant them in your garden, which is wonderful. So another thing that I have today that I want to plant is Rugosa rose. Let me see. This is so beautiful. I saw this in the garden center, and of course I had to have them. Rugosa rose. So this will get quite big. This will get about 1.5 to 2 meters, and it will spread about 1.5 and 1 meter. So it will get quite tall. But the flowers are also beautiful. They're nothing special like hybrids or anything, because they're also not grafted. They are They are on their own root, and they're their own shrub. And so many roses, for example, hybrids and stuff, they will probably be grafted on the rootstock of this rose. But this is a very vigorous rose, so I probably will let this go, not do anything to it. I'm not going to deadhead this, because you can see Rugosa rose is mostly valuable for its beautiful rose hips that it creates, and this is a gorgeous shrub for winter and fall interest. When everything else is kind of going, everything is dull, and then suddenly we have these beautiful red hips. They are huge, they're enormous. You can see how big they are. Ooh, I have a mosquito. And you know, they're a great interest for the winter. It's great to decorate with them. So, if, for example, for maybe during Thanksgiving, or even, you know, in the wintertime, if they're still survive that long, they should. You know, this one is pretty ripe already, but you know, we have a really long season here. It would be beautiful decoration. You know, you can do many things with this. So I think I'm going to have one and just let it go, do its thing, and hopefully I can cut them, bring them inside, put them into arrangements, you know, for those kind of things, and then also just for the fall and winter interest, which is going to be absolutely beautiful. Another one we have, this is my first evergreen, which I'm really excited about. I am trying to learn about evergreens. I'm not really big evergreen person, never have been, but I love how they I love how their textures go with all the other plants and their winter interest and that kind of thing. So we have few of the trees that died, was evergreen, that we are going to remove, and so I think we will be able to use some really nice evergreens in this garden. So this one I chose for the color because we are in a warm zone. We are in zone 8B, and I believe that blue spruces, they just don't do well in the heat, like in the higher zones, like such as mine. So for me, I have to find other ways to bring that beautiful blue color. And so I found juniper. It's a mountain juniper called Moonglow. So it will get quite big. It will get about 400 centimeters, which is 4 meters tall. And it will get wide, but I'm hoping that I can shear it and I can keep it tidy. But it does have a beautiful blue color, which I think the blue evergreens just go so well with the Japanese maples. Because here I'm still going to continue with my Japanese maple collection because I just adore them. But I do like to see them with the evergreen shrubs, which is always so beautiful. So that's what I'm going to do, plant this one. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit for the back side of this area. So what I'm thinking to do is kind of curve here and bring some evergreens because this is our neighbor's side. So I'm going to create a garden that would go kind of like that. So this evergreen shrub, for example, I'm going to probably plant somewhere, maybe right here. So I will think about this for a minute before I decide for sure this is where I'm going to plant. But this is kind of where I'm visualizing that it's going to go. And then a lot of the shrubbery still has to be cleaned out, worked on, removed. There's lots of work to be done here, but some of the large trees I kind of would really like to start knowing that where approximately they will go so I can give them time to start maturing, which is, I think this will be a really nice spot for it. And then Rugosa rose, I think I'm going to plant somewhere maybe here and kind of let it go. Maybe somewhere here. So maybe we will plant some here and just kind of let it take over this spot. I think it's kind of out of the way because it's very thorny and I don't want really so much to be in the way of everything. It will be really nice to just cover this area, and then of course I will come around with some other stuff here. But for the other plants, I am going to plant in this area, and you can see I've been slowly removing this grass. It's a lot of work to remove this grass. What I'm going to do is probably remove, as I said in my other videos for this part of the plan, my plan is, I hope it will work, remove all this grass and kind of make a softer slope here, raise up a little bit, and probably cover with the cardboards, with the compost, and kill the grass instead of removing them. and just let it be no-dig garden, because honestly I don't even have a place for all this turf to go. And I thought, well, maybe I can build all these slopes, build up a little bit all these slopes, and make it a little easier for me to work instead of hauling it away, because they do have lots of soils. I don't like the weeds because there are some very vigorous weeds in this area, but but I do also have lots of soil with it, and I really didn't want it to just haul it away. I think this will be easy because I can just take them off, start building up this area, and I can do that slowly. I don't have to do it all at one time like I did in my upper part of the garden, so I can just slowly work on it. Like I did work a little bit at a time. See the weeds, I just have just this part left, which is I will finish today after I get this watering done and get these plants into the ground. So I really didn't I wanted to finish weeding everything before I did the video, but honestly just the time crunch, it is what it is. It's the garden, and I'm not really too worried about it. I hope that you are not also. Anyway, so this is where everything is. I have my lines. You can see all my curves. I have a line. I know where I have to remove everything. The only issue here is going to be challenging because it's such a slope. I do have to probably build some things with the stones. Not really sure how all that I have to do yet and what it will cost to do it. I have to do it slowly probably, but for now I'm not going to worry about it because I don't have that kind of a budget at the moment to go buy stones. I can just keep working until I get to that point, but it will be fine until then, so it's not a problem. This entire garden has been super low budget garden, and I've been able to manage, and I think we'll still continue doing it that way without a stress. Anyway, we'll get to planting here soon, and we'll get these guys into the ground. I think it's going to be really pretty. Okay everyone, I just finished planting everything, and it was challenging. I have to tell you, it was very challenging because the ground is very, very hard. We did have some rain and I thought it would be okay, but it was very hard, so I had to actually water, keep digging, keep watering, keep digging, but mission accomplished. I mean, I have the Chitalpa trees right here, and I think they'll be really pretty here. We have our rugosa rose planted. Look, it's already looking so pretty. I'm very excited about this area. Another one, Chitalpa tree, and then we have our mountain juniper moonglow, which I'm very, very excited. And we have a moonrise here, moonrise Japanese maple, Shirasawanam, and I think it's going to be really beautiful with this blue color conifer here. I'm excited to plant more conifers. I'm learning a lot about it, and there's some very beautiful ones. I'm kind of excited. Never been a conifer person, but I'm starting to really get into it. So this is the lilac that I had in the past, but I have the third Chitalpa tree right here. Let's see what we've done. on this side. And you can see this is going to be really pretty. You can see the lines where I already started, kind of outlining what this area is going to be look like. I'm still thinking about the plan, how to create some kind of a terrace, like a terraced area here. I'm not an expert, and George is not really into that, so to kind of figure that out without major expensive projects. But I wanted to show you, I planted Donica Arborea here, and I'm really excited because they will bring, they create this bowl shape about maybe 2 to 3 feet wide and tall, and they don't get any bigger than that, but they will kind of be like a substitute for a boxwood bowl and still bring a little bit of formality. I'm really trying to stay away from boxwoods in this area. I think everything that I have in the back side, in the front, or the other side of the garden, it's going to be plenty for me to maintain. And for right now, I'm trying not to, because we have that caterpillar here in Europe that gets on a boxwood and really just kills it, and there's a lot of maintenance involved with that in the summertime, and I really just want to stay away from it. So there's a hypericum that I planted right here. The roses didn't do too well. They're pretty much finished. These are the roses that we planted early this spring as a bareroot roses, and they did really well this summer, so they're kind of taking a break already for the season. And then here, this is I can't tell you exactly the name at the moment because I don't remember, but I will post that on the screen so you can see. I thought it was a heather, but I don't think it's a heather. I think it's heath, and I don't know anything about this plant, and it has a specific name on it, something gold, but I will post the picture. I do love the texture though. I like the texture. I like the kind of lime greenish green color to contrast with everything else. I think it's going to be really nice. So I have more arborvitaes here, and then you can see right here I planted Coprosma. I think it's called Coprosma. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It is called Tequila Sunrise. It will bring beautiful colors, and you can see the texture is very glossy and kind of leathery, and it has lots of variegation. I think it's going to be really pretty. And here you can see the roses are so pretty. I love roses, and many of you guys can tell. So beautiful. It has a beautiful bud here that's going to open. And then this rose is probably not the best flower it had this season, but honestly it just did not stop blooming. This is called Belle Romantica. Beautiful rose, and I think I'm going to plant a few more in this area just because I love the color, softness, and productivity is great. Also, there's another heath here that I planted. Another Coprosma. I think that's Coprosma. I'll check the tag just to make sure I'm saying that correctly. And there's my shovel, and everything is still here. And my hose is here, but anyway, I just got done planting. There's another one right here. So anyway, I had 3 of these beautiful shrubs. And then since we are here, I'll show you this rose that it's doing really great. It's kind of the end of the season, so it's not perfect. I'm not really up here deadheading because I have a lot to do, but for any of you that want a rose that it does not stop blooming, this is just festival. This is a hybrid tea rose. I planted this from as a bareroot rose last year, and you can see how tall this rose has become, and absolutely gorgeous. Has the most beautiful vibrant colors. I will actually replace a couple of roses in the front, I believe, with this one, because there are a couple of them that I don't really care for in terms of health and flowers, also kind of very bland. I would actually probably replace them with this, just because this one is very healthy, very vigorous, and very prolific. It's keep blooming constantly. And then there is the, I think it's the Blue Girl, which has very beautiful colors. This one is also has done really well. Has lots of flower buds on it, very healthy foliage, and also, of course, very beautiful. This one is not as full, but they are quite full as the flowers. So hydrangeas are taking break. They did get some beating from the heat. They've been regularly watered though. I'm hoping that next year they will do well. And so anyway, this area is developing, not as fast, but I have a lot to do. I just come here as much as possible. Right now I can't even dig the ground because it's so hard. I need to wait for more rain. So this cypress is not doing too good. It kind of waited a little too long to be planted. I don't know if it's going to bounce back since I'm not very familiar with conifers. This one is a chemicypress, I believe. It's a Okay, everyone, so I got everything planted. It was really hard because I had to water and dig. The ground was really, really hard. So I'm really, really dirty, but it is a sign of success. I'm really happy with everything that I got done today. Again, I wanted to say thank you to all our new subscribers that joined my channel. Thank you, everyone who are sending me messages always. It was so wonderful to read from you and get connected with all of you constantly. It's just really wonderful. I love it. Anyway, I think this will be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my videos if you like them. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.